I have worked in healthcare for 14 years as the business manager of a nonprofit community health center. I remember the very first person I met when I began working, a nurse, and ever since it is the nurses I have worked with over the years that have taught me valuable life lessons, who are the first to listen when I am down, and who I always feel I can talk to. Through the years, I have worked with many different professionals in healthcare: doctors, accountants, social workers, dietitians, insurance representatives. But it is the nurses I have come to know that have made a lasting impression. There is one example I would like to share. I recently took my first OB exam and I only missed 5. This is a miracle in nursing school, since I haven't seen an A since my prereq classes. When talking with some of my classmates afterwards, I commented that I had 4 children, so if I wouldn't have done well, I would be worried. But then I got to thinking, everything I knew about pregnancy and childbirth had nothing to do with the fact that I had given birth 4 times. I didn't learn much from my OB doctor. He was a good doctor, but he spent 10 minutes with me at the most. Everything that I've learned about my health as a woman during pregnancy and beyond, I learned from the nurses I have worked with. I learned from listening to them and watching them provide care. It was the nurses who took the time with the patients and explained to them what was happening to their bodies. It was the nurses I worked with every day who would listen to me and be patient with me when I was so irritable I couldn't even stand myself. It was the nurses who would stop and listen I would start crying out of the blue. It was and is the nurses who have become my best friends. The majority of the people I have met in my life who I admire are nurses. The nurses I know aren't afraid to stand up for what they believe, yet they are not afraid to admit when they are wrong. They can be a shoulder to cry on when someone's loved one is sick or dying, and then walk out of the room and not be afraid to cry themselves. They know how to be strong and tough, yet not become jaded and cold. To me, a nurse encompasses everything good about the human spirit: love, compassion, empathy, strength, courage, and nurturing.